Meet the Vice President of Continuing Education at Horry Georgetown Tech and the President and CEO of a local financial institution. Coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Fox 43 studio in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on National Small Business Week, and we're visiting with Jim McDaniel, the President and Chief Executive Officer of Carolina Trust Federal Credit Union. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for coming in right in the middle of the week. On Monday and Tuesday we had a couple of folks in from SCORE and a couple of the business they've helped set up. Tomorrow and Friday we've got some other amazing small businesses in, and of course to see the expansion that Carolina Trust has gone through over the last number of years, even since you've been here, is truly amazing.
It is. It is. And let me begin by saying it is truly a privilege and an honor to be here and be on your program.
Well, thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
About yourself, were you originally from the area?
I'm originally from Charleston, South Carolina.
Great.
Born and raised there, and I moved to Myrtle Beach 7 years ago this month, actually to become President and CEO of Carolina Trust.
Had you heard about Carolina Trust prior to coming to the area or before hearing about that position?
I was in credit unions in Charleston prior to coming here, and my first affiliation with Carolina Trust is while it was the Myrtle Beach Air Force Base Credit Union many years ago.
That's exactly right. Of course, we're here on the air base now. It's exciting to know just down the street, little ways down Shine, you take a right, and it's still there, the physical location.
The facility is still there. We're just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen on the base before, the old base property, before we decide what we're going to do with the site.
Mm-hmm. Jim, do you have your family here with you?
Yes, I do. I have my wife. We've been married 26 years. I have 3 children. The oldest one just graduated from the Citadel, my son. He is now in Charleston working for Edward Jones Investments. I have a daughter who just finished Calvary Christian School and is in her first year at Horry Georgetown Technical College. And her plans are to transfer to College of Charleston after she finishes her program here. And then our last one is in the 7th grade at Calvary Christian School.
I think I saw in reading your bio some of the activities you've been involved at Calvary Christian on the baking side. Maybe the jambalaya was tied into the aspects of coming into work, but so many times, oftentimes seen out cooking on the sidelines.
I will do that. I've been very active in the concession stand process, and I do a lot of the cooking, particularly hamburgers, hot dogs, chickens. I think my record has been 400 hamburgers in a day. We do barbecue chickens, and I guess we've done about 300 or 400 of those as a fundraiser.
Wow.
Currently, I'm treasurer of Calvary's Parents Association.
Oh, great. Yeah. That's wonderful. Where did you attend school, Jim, and what did you major in?
I got my bachelor's degree, University of South Carolina, and in education. I got a master's degree from the Citadel in Charleston, and also completed my credit union management school program at the University of Georgia.
So you've been in a lot of schooling.
I've been around.
Wow. When you think about the position of at a federal credit union, when you think about the president CEO's position, you're out on the street quite a bit. I mean, you're out seeing, and you're serving 5 distinct communities.
Yes, we are. Our charter allows us to serve people living, working, worshiping, attending school in Horry County, Georgetown County, Williamsburg County, Marion County, and South Florence County. When I interviewed for this job, my board chairman asked me what was my number one priority, my number one responsibility, and I said, I'm your number one salesperson. If I cannot be out in the community selling the credit union, selling what we do, and getting people to know us, then I'm not doing my job. And that's what they've allowed me to do.
Well, and they've obviously been very supportive as well.
Very, very supportive. I'm fortunate I've been able to hire an excellent staff that allows me the time to be out of the office. If I'm not there, credit union runs fine. It allows me to participate in the various organizations that I do, the service organizations that I'm a member of, and it's great. It's great. Got some great people.
Jim, I think when viewers think about the difference between a federal credit union and a commercial bank, what would be some of those prime differences?
Okay. The basic differences between what banks are and what credit unions are is very simple. Credit unions are member-owned, They're not-for-profit, and they're financial cooperatives. They are governed by volunteer directors. We have no paid board of directors. Our directors are members of the credit union that are elected by the members of the credit union. Totally democratic. We do not have stockholders. We do not sell stock. So all of our capital growth has to be done through retained earnings. So if I want to go out and build a branch, like I want to do in North Myrtle Beach, I cannot sell stock on the open market to raise the funds to build a branch. I have to pay for that branch out of my retained earnings.
Well, are there membership requirements, let's say, for the members themselves? What are some of those requirements?
Historically, credit unions were normally tied to single sponsors, like single employers. For instance, Disney employees could join the Disney Credit Union.
Right.
Over the years, that expanded to as long as there was a common bond between the employer groups. Let's go back to Myrtle Beach Air Force Base Credit Union. When it decided to expand beyond the employees of the air base, it took in employees of Horry County schools, Horry County governments, and businesses that had direct associations with the air base. When the air base closed in 1993, the credit union then was allowed to go out through the common bond expansion of employer groups in our service area that geographically were close to the main operations. In late 2001, under the new chartering rules, our charter was converted to that of a community charter. So like I said earlier, anybody who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Horry County, Georgetown County, Williamsburg County, Marion County, or South Florence County is eligible for membership in the credit union. So I guess that kind of sums it up.
That sums it up, absolutely. And as of now, the 5 branches are physically located in...
We have the main branch is on 21st Avenue here in Myrtle Beach. We have a branch in Surfside. We have a branch in Conway. We have a branch in Johnsonville, South Carolina, and one in Lake City.
So you found, as opposed to heading to other parts of this very large county or down into other parts of Georgetown County, actually hitting 2 locations in South Florence.
Pretty much.
Johnsonville.
We really started, the South Florence was really as a result of Wellman Industries. And we're the credit union for the employees there at Wellman Industries in Johnsonville. In that area, we also had the employees of Coleman Camping Supplies as well as Tupperware. The branches grew in size, and that expanded into the Lake City area, which we also have the employees of Nanya.
Plastics, yes.
Right. But now, with the community charter, it's a matter of where you live, work, worship, or attend school. It's not actually tied any further to your actual employer. That's where you live geographically.
So many doors, Jim. And the excitement, of course, of being in an area where co-ops are truly familiar to this community, where HTC is such a mammoth. Horry Electric Co-op. I mean, co-ops are very well received in this community and have grown and flourished to a demonstrable degree.
Right. And that's one thing about the people who have their deposits with the credit union are owners of that credit union. They're just not an account. They are owners of the credit union.
And how would you describe the relationship between the Federal Credit Union, Carolina Trust, and the community that it serves?
Very good. We have a very, very good working relationship in the communities that we serve because our employees are active in what goes on in those communities. The credit union contributes to fundraising events. We're very active with like the Heart Association, the Cancer Society, Children's Miracle Network, and so forth. So we do a lot in the community. One thing about credit unions, we are community reinvestment. Deposits that come in from the members in those communities stay in those communities. They're loaned back out to their coworkers, to their families, to their friends. It stays in the communities. We don't make investments outside of our service communities. We stay local.
This seems like the absolute optimum when we think of community banks. And tomorrow we've got Jay Hugginson from Crescent Bank.
Right.
Of course, they're perceived as a community bank. Their main underpinning, of course, was out of Charleston, albeit they set up here locally. When you think of this as the Federal Credit Union aspect, that is inherently the most community-based you could actually be.
Right. We are 100% consumer-oriented. We don't do any commercial lending. So, it's natural for your community banks, of course, to do commercial lending, and they serve a very valuable purpose. Our goal and our role is to serve the individuals and the consumers as individuals.
Jim, when you're speaking about individuals, what is the driving philosophy behind federal credit unions?
you will find the philosophy of credit unions is people helping people. Very simple.
That ties in very well to y'all's activity with the Victory Junction Gang Camp. What exactly is that, and how did y'all get involved, Jim?
A number of years ago, Paul Newman started a series of camps for chronically ill children who also have terminal life-threatening illnesses, and he calls it his hole-in-the-wall gang camps. There are a couple of other camps that I'm familiar with, one in Boggy Creek outside of Orlando. There's another one in Connecticut. But just recently, to honor Adam Petty, his mother and father, Kyle and Patty Petty, wanted to do something special. They met with Paul Newman. To make a long story short, Richard and Linda Petty donated 64 acres outside of Randleman, North Carolina, for the Victory Junction Camp, which will be a camp for these children who have chronic and life-threatening illnesses. It will be a place for them to come to have fun and do everything we used to do as kids at camp, but they can't at a normal camp because of their conditions. So it was very, very important to us because statistics show there's over 235,000 children in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia that could attend a camp like this. So we saw it as a project that we could take on that not only allowed us to serve people here locally as well as within South Carolina, but to reach out with what resources we have to those outside of our community. So these kids will have a place to go to camp.
Speaking of serving the community, Jim, we've got about a minute and a half, but y'all have been so active. Carolina Trust and its staff have been recognized for their support of community causes and charities.
Right.
And a lot of awards recently. What are some of
Yes, we
those?
have. Just in the last year, we won first place in the Louise Herring Philosophy of People Helping People Award, and that was with what we did with our members with free financial counseling and debt retirement for those who needed that kind of help. We also won first place in the Desjardins Youth Financial Education Award through our involvement in the high schools of the National Endowment of Financial Education. Over the years, we took in numerous second places. This year, we got an honorable mention in our Dora Maxwell Social Responsibility Program. And that's all that we do for the community through our various activities. Also, we received a gold medal certification from the Family Friendly Business Initiative. You know, our philosophy is that we're going to take care of our members, we're going to take care of our customers, we take care of our employees first.
Jim, lastly, what do you like best about your position at Carolina Trust Federal Credit Union?
There's so many things, it's kind of hard to put my finger on them, but I would say when I can sit down with a member who says, because of the credit union, I'm better off than what I was. I'm out of debt, or I've gotten these bills paid off, you came to my rescue and nobody else would. You know, that's a great feeling. And I can't discount the fact that my board is very gracious to allow me, as well as my senior managers, to get out in the community and be an active part in the community. You know, there's just so many great things that I can say. It's a great job.
It's a great job. Whether it's cooking 400 hamburgers in a day, serving Calvary Christian, that commitment it transcends and has been there for Jim McDaniel since he arrived 7 years ago. Carolina Trust Federal Credit Union's so much better for it, and folks at Victory Junction Gang Camp can be very thankful. Thanks so much for being with us this morning, Jim.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to Dennis Murphy coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Fox 43 studio. We're focused on National Small Business Week, and we're visiting with Dennis Murphy, the Vice President of Continuing Education at Horry Georgetown Technical College. Good morning, Dennis.
Good morning, Greg.
Thanks so much for getting in this morning. How exciting. I hope this wasn't a long trip for you.
No, I'm glad to be here and love to be here, so I appreciate the opportunity.
Is the Continuing Education Department located on the former Air Force Base, or are you out in Conway?
Actually, because we serve both Horry and Georgetown counties, in terms of continuing education, we have 3 campus locations, Georgetown, Conway, here at Grand Strand in the former Air Base, and now we've just added a 4th location at North Myrtle Beach High School.
Right.
We've put an off-campus site, a 2-story building there, and a great deal of the training and development that we do is actually on-site for business, industry, and government. So we are everywhere in the 2-county area, not just at 3 campuses and at North Myrtle Beach, but when we do training and development, we'll go on-site and conduct that training for business, industry, or government.
I was not aware of that. You know, we did a full week on technical colleges in South Carolina. We taped actually up at Florence Darlington Tech.
I saw it. It was excellent.
It was a great week. Learned so much about technical education in the state. It's amazing the impact you all have had on communities. We were just talking about nursing the other day.
Right.
And the need for getting more nurses in the PD area, for instance,
Absolutely.
and how Florence Darlington's done so much to help work on that. I'm sure Horry Georgetown in a great degree as well.
Different from other states, the legislature has mandated that the technical college system provide workforce and economic development through continuing education. And so we train, and for residents and business history and government in the two-county area, up to 15,000 individuals a year in what we traditionally call non-credit training programs. But it is a mission of the technical college, in addition to the college credit programs, which you and Mr. Wilson discussed. The non-credit component is also vitally important to economic and workforce development in our particular case in the two-county area.
Dennis, the big impact of continuing education is that it possibly helps small business owners actually get started.
Absolutely.
Oftentimes it's not folks coming right out of school or even coming right out of the technical college itself, but the continuing education aspect is vital.
In fact, if you look at our public class schedule for this fall, we offer how to start and operate a small business, how to write a business plan, how to develop a strategic plan and marketing for a small business, and then a myriad of other kinds of classes related to computer training, QuickBooks, which is often the software used for payroll and accounting within a small business. And so our mission is to assist any kind of business, but especially small business, to get up and running, to successfully operate, and to succeed in the long term.
Dennis, not to take anything away from Jim McDaniel, who was in here just a few minutes ago, I wish we could have had you in earlier this week or all day today, because there's so many aspects of that ties in so well to small business development and to National Small Business Week. Hopefully you'll let us get you back in.
I'd love that opportunity. Thank you.
That'd be great. Dennis, about yourself, are you originally from the area?
No, actually I'm from Iowa, Greg. That's I-O-W-A.
Oh,
it's not Ohio. It's not Idaho. We have shirts in Iowa that say it's not Ohio and it's not Idaho.
You're kidding.
So I told your associates here that I was going to ask you a question, being a Wake Forest graduate.
Oh, no.
Test your skill on American geography.
Yeah.
If you can name the contiguous states to Iowa, I'm going to give you a free registration to the Disney Keys to Excellence seminar.
Wow.
On Friday, November 14th.
Well, can I give you the answer at the end of the interview? How about that?
Okay, all right.
How about
give
that?
me one of those states. No,
that's right.
Okay.
I'll let Keith give me a little something before.
All right, but I'm from Iowa. Moved here about 17 years ago to take the position at Horry Georgetown Technical College. So I've been there going on my 17th year.
17 years is this position as Vice President of Continuing Education. That's a big deal.
It is, and it's grown dramatically. Just as our college credit enrollment has exceeded 5,000 for this year, we have quadrupled in those 16 years, either from residents that take classes or serving business industry and government with training, to the extent that we serve in excess of 15,000 right now.
15,000 would be 2.5 times the size of, let's say, Coastal Carolina University. Yeah. That would be, you said, 3 times larger than the college.
And the reason for that is we have so many contracts with business, industry, and government to train their employees. As an example, we have contracts with 28 different resort properties along the Grand Strand, where Horry Georgetown Technical College does all the training for those 28 resort properties. Right. Each of them has 300 to 500 employees. You start to see about the cycle and the training in that regard, and that's where we get a lot of those numbers.
That is amazing. Yeah. So the prompting for the move here, obviously 17 years ago, was to take on that position. What had you been doing prior to your relocation on this
Actually, the move was to get away from below zero weather and shoveling that snow. And when I saw there was an opportunity in Myrtle Beach, and of course I didn't even know how to pronounce Horry when I saw that ad up in Iowa. Actually, I had been involved in a professional training and development company that I owned for about 10 to 15 years, where we traveled the country doing seminars, workshops, and conferences targeted toward business and industry. And I've also been a community college administrator in the very same type of position, which I hold at Horry Georgetown Technical College. But the weather, the attraction of coming south and to Myrtle Beach was what brought me here.
To share with the viewers about the amazing event coming up on November 14th. If we can focus on the Disney Keys to Excellence seminar, which, who are some of the folks who should attend, and what are they going to get out of it, Dennis?
Okay. First of all, you're much too young, Greg. Because I'm going to sing a little song for you, and we're going to see if you can fill it in a little bit. You remember Annette Funicello and Bobby? You don't even remember them, do you? The song goes, M-I-C, And then they say, see you real soon. K-E-Y. Why? Because we like you. M-O-U-S-E. Well, Disney and Walt Disney World and Disneyland and Epcot Center for years and years had been the standard bearer of success in that particular industry, not only in terms of bottom line results and profits, but customer satisfaction, creating a wonderful, wonderful experience for any family or any group of individuals that attend any of their resorts or any of their theme parks or amusement parks or venues. And when you look back at the really successful companies over the years, and Disney is certainly one of them, they generally have created a vision, a mission, a corporate culture, and they focus on keys to success. And they usually have their own internal training institute or university. If you remember when McDonald's was founded, they had Hamburger University in Oak Brook, a suburb of Chicago. Walt Disney World and the Disney Corporation has a Disney Institute. And they began, of course, by training all of their employees, they call them cast members, in the key ingredients to make them a successful business. And what they found is that many businesses and industry throughout the nation and the world wanted to find out what makes Disney so successful. So the Disney Keys to Excellence seminar on Friday, November 14th, we're bringing in the Disney Institute from Orlando, Florida, to cover the 4 major topics they feel are vital to success in a business: leadership, management, loyalty, and customer service. Each of those would be 4 1.5-hour sessions on all those components of what has made Disney a success. It appeals and should appeal toward any size business, any organization from the smallest to the largest, any type of business. Some people think it's just targeted toward hospitality and tourism, but if you're a hospital, if you're a manufacturer, even if you're a public entity, or I know you had the Long Bay Symphony, and even not-for-profit entity, whatever organization wants to be the very best at what they do will benefit from the Disney Keys to Excellence seminar.
That ties in so well to yesterday and Monday's discussions with the folks from SCORE and some of the small businesses that they've helped launch here in the area. Truly amazing.
And when you think about it, have you ever been to any of the Disney properties?
I have not, no.
Okay.
Oh, to properties, absolutely.
Like the Disney World, Disneyland,
yes,
or whatever. And what kind of experience did you have there?
Surely very positive. You leave with a smile, very definitely.
That's their goal.
Right.
I remember when we first went there when my children were younger, couldn't get over how every single person there paid attention to us, acknowledged us. Every little piece of scrap paper was picked up. There was nothing ever on the ground at Disneyland or Disney World. And all the theme characters, how much attention they paid to my children, what a great experience. Even if the lines were winding around and you had to wait for an hour, they still entertained you on that way. And, of course, that's their goal. And that's our goal in terms of bringing this program to the Myrtle Beach area, is for businesses to benefit from these keys to excellence and what created all of that. And they've created a corporate culture. They've created a vision. They created a commitment to customer service. And then when you visit with their cast members, their employees, that incredible loyalty. People often say they're always, even if they're not employed at Disney anymore, they still feel like they're an alumnus or alumni of Disney programs.
Dennis, we just got a couple of minutes. I want to make sure we focus on, A, how folks can find out more about the program, who they'd contact, and if they could sign up, let's say, for the leadership and service and not the management and loyalty, or if they would need to do all 4, just one.
Oh, that's excellent. I'm glad you brought that up, because they're each 4 1.5-hour sessions. If one chooses, you can sign up only for 1, 2, 3, or 4, or all of them. They're $99 per session. And if you decide the customer service is what you're after, loyalty, sign up for those 2. They can call 349-5363, which is our registration information center, to gather that information. If they want to go online at Royal Georgetown, it's www.hgtc.edu, and they can register online as well.
Okay, fantastic. And I think you also mentioned earlier someone could fax something in.
Yes, 349-5241.
Okay.
If they wanted to fax that. And they could call me, Dennis Murphy, at 477-2044. If they want me to send them brochures or send them the PDF file on the email it, I can send the brochure to them as well to give them more information about it.
When you think about the benefits that a local person would derive from attending the program, it's obviously clear with the aspect that Disney's involved, but Horry Georgetown Tech's really stepping out to try to bring something that would have an impact on the local community, both Horry and Georgetown County, as well as our viewers in the PD, southeastern North Carolina, who could get in for something like this.
Well, our goal is to help you become a success. You as an individual, which you'll benefit individually from this, and your company or organization. So if Fox 43 was a part of this, that's our goal, that you'll leave the day saying, I've got enough good ideas from these keys to excellence that it'll benefit the bottom line and create better customer service, increase loyalty of my employees, a right fit, what's our corporate culture, what do we want to communicate to the community, and that's our goal for that particular day.
That 99 per session would be a small price to pay if any of those worked out. Lastly, we've got less than a minute, Dennis.
Okay.
Why did Horry Georgetown Technical College select this program in particular to include in its continuing education schedule?
Because our mission is to serve the community, and given the current economic times, while Horry County has held up fairly well, in a number of other counties that surround us, things haven't been so successful. And our mission continues to be to help businesses succeed. And we're well aware of the Disney Institute. It's actually been brought to Myrtle Beach in 1995 and 98 by the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce. At this point in time, Horry Georgetown Technical College is bringing it to the beach area.
We're visiting with a man who gave his direct phone number, 843-477-2044. This is a big opportunity. Learn about leadership, learn about loyalty, learn about service, and learn about management. Give Disney a chance. They've given a heck of a lot of other folks a chance, and the celebration is there every time you're there. Dennis, thanks so much for being with us this morning. No, I can't get any of those dates.
Yes, you can. At least one of them. Sure you can.
I'll do it afterwards. Stay tuned to more Carolina People coming up next. We want to thank Jim McDaniel of Carolina Trust Federal Credit Union and Dennis Murphy of Horry Georgetown Technical College for making today's Carolina People such a great success. And the answer is Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, Nebraska, Missouri.